In this task, you'll learn how to spatially constrain data to the study area using a GIS operation known as clipping. Here I have QGIS Desktop open with the Lab 4 QGIS document loaded. And with one exception, this map has the same data you worked on in Lab 3. There's a new data set representing fast food restaurant locations at the top of the layers panel. So this layer obviously extends beyond the limits of Baltimore City. To get a better sense of this, I'll right-click on the layer and choose Zoom to Layer from the context menu to see the full extent of the layer. As you can see, this layer covers all of Maryland. Now I'll click the Zoom Last button to return to the Baltimore City extent. I'm only interested in Baltimore City, so I'm going to clip this layer to the spatial extent of Baltimore City, but first I'll familiarize myself with the data. With the fast food restaurant locations selected in the Layers panel, I'll click on the Identify Features tool and click on one of these features. I can see it has attributes for type, name, and address. Now that I understand the content of this data a little bit better, I'll close the Identify Features window. And before I run the clip operation, I need to ensure that both layers, the Baltimore City boundary and the fast food restaurant locations, are in the same CRS. I'll open the layer properties for the fast food restaurant locations layer and select the General tab. This layer is in WGS84, pseudo Mercator, so I'll need to reproject it so that it's in the same CRS as the Baltimore City boundary. Knowing this, I can now close layer properties. To reproject this layer, I'll right-click on it and from the context menu, choose Save As. I'll set the format as an Esri shapefile, and I'll browse to the Lab 4 My Data folder and name this new layer Maryland Fast Food SPCS.shape. Here I'm employing a naming convention. Ending the layer name with SPCS will remind me that this layer is in the state plane coordinate system. I'll click Save, and next I'll click Browse for the CRS. This opens the Coordinate Reference System selector. At this point I have State Plane Maryland listed in the recently used Coordinate Reference Systems window. I'll select it and click OK. Back at the Save Vector Layer As window, I'll click OK to reproject this shapefile. The blue bar across the top of the map canvas signifies the process is completed and the new layer has been added to the Layers panel. Now I'm ready to clip this layer to the Baltimore City polygon. To do this, I'll go to the menu bar to Vector, Geoprocessing Tools, Clip. The input vector layer will be the fast food SPCS layer, and the clip layer will be the Baltimore City boundary. I'll click Browse for the output shapefile and navigate to my Lab 4 data. And I'll name this Baltimore Fast Food. I'll click Save and OK. I'll click Close to close the clip window, and I'll turn off the other two fast food layers. And I see the new layer consists of just those restaurants within the Baltimore City boundary. To style this new layer, I'll right-click on the original fast food layer, and from the context menu choose Style, Copy Style. I'll then right-click on the clipped layer, go to Styles, Paste Style. Finally, I'll remove the other two Maryland-wide fast food layers from the Layers panel as they're no longer needed. In the next task, I'll measure proximity to these fast food restaurants.